social commentary disciplines. Welcome to my course. Today we are going to start talking about past simple tense. Of course, that begins with the question, what is past simple tense? Allow me to answer that question by way of a demonstration. So, let's begin. The type of the lesson presentation purpose development of foreign language communicative competence of students, tasks, formation, and development of grammatical skills. Past simple tense. What is a past simple tense? Denotes actions that have occurred in the past. Please remember, verbs in the second form will help you to correctly say that the action took place in the past. All verbs are divided into regular and irregular verbs. Regular, we added to the verb ending ed. For example, like, liked, watch, watched, play, played, count, counted. Irregular verbs: sleep, slept, swim, swam, go, went, have, had. Remember, companion words of the past tense: yesterday, day before yesterday, last month, last year, last week, a year ago, a week ago, in 2009. Please compare these sentences. I go to school every day. I went to school yesterday. Verbs: I went. It is in the past sentences. Boys play football. Girls played football, volleyball, I'm sorry. Grandma watches TV in the living room. Mom watched a film. This task for you, dear friends. Tell us about what did you do yesterday with friends. Please remember this. To ask a question or compose negative offer of help and auxiliary verbs comes did. Auxiliary verb did. The cat slept yesterday. Did the cat sleep yesterday? The cat didn't sleep yesterday. Please, this task for you. Ask questions. My father went to the cinema yesterday. Please, your answer. Did my father go to the cinema yesterday? Okay. Alright. So his sister bought a new dress last week. Did his sister buy a new dress last week? In the last sentence, a door ate a bone. Questions, please. Did the dog eat a bone? Okay, thank you. And this is exercise of conjugated using the verbs in the past simple tense. And before doing this task, I want you to show some video about past simple tense. Okay, wait a minute, please.
I thank you for your attention. For regular updates, please subscribe to English Grammar Spot. This lesson is about the past simple. I'm going to show you how to form a past simple and when to use a past simple. But before we get started, it's good to know that in the English language we have regular verbs and irregular verbs, and it is advisable that you study the most commonly used irregular verbs. Now let's get started. Take a look at these sentences. I walked to school yesterday and he paid for dinner last week. Both these sentences are in the past simple tense. How to form a past simple? For the regular verbs, we simply use the infinitive form of the verb and we add ed. I kicked the ball. You closed the door.
It's a regular verbs. As I said, we add ending ed to the verb.
He wiped the table. She cooked dinner. And it rained yesterday for the singular forms. And for the plural forms, we walked to school. You watched the tennis match. They marked the tests. We need to pay extra attention to verbs that end in an E, such as live, close and wipe. With these verbs, we use the infinitive form of the verb, but we only add a D. For example, I lived here in 2012. He closed the window. They wiped the floor. We also need to pay extra attention to verbs that end in a Y, especially those preceded by a consonant, such as spy, envy and study, the consonants being a P, a V and a D. Here the Y changes into an I. For example, he spied on his neighbours. We envied her cousin. They studied a lot. Now let's have a look at the irregular verbs. All irregular verbs have a unique past simple form. I built that shed last year. The infinitive form is to build. She taught English in the 1990s. The infinitive form is to teach. We ran the marathon in 2012. The infinitive form is to run. Let's have a look at the past simple in questions. For all verbs, regular and irregular, we use the auxiliary verb to do, but we need the past simple tense, which is did, and the infinitive form of the verb. Did she talk to him this morning? Did you ride your bicycles yesterday? Did they work on the farm last year? For the past simple in negations, regular and irregular, we also use the past simple tense of the auxiliary verb to do, which is did, and we add not to it, contracting it into didn't, plus the infinitive form of the verb. I didn't want to come over last night. We didn't walk to school this morning, and they didn't listen to the radio yesterday. Now let's have a look at the past simple in use. We use the past simple for things that happened at a specific time in the past, so we need to know when it happened. For example, yesterday, this morning, or in 2009. He left for New York yesterday. We ate our breakfast this morning. They got married in 2009. We also use the past simple in questions after when. When did you buy that t-shirt? When did she graduate from high school?
Okay, thank you. Now, this is exercises for you. Open the brackets using the verbs in the past simple tense. And this is, you must rewrite the following text into past tense. Text, this is in the present simple and you must change yes to the past tense. And about the linking verbs to be. I was, you were, he was, she was, it was. It is singular forms, yes? We were, you were, and they were. Plural forms. The linking verbs to be in the past. How to ask a question. Was he happy? Were they happy? Negative forms of the verb to be. Wasn't, was not, wasn't, were not, went. He was not in the park. It's negative form. We were not in the park. Plural form. How to write and make an interrogative sentences. He was happy. Was he happy? They were happy. Interrogative sentences, yes. Were they happy? Make interrogative sentence. We were in the park last Sunday. Were we in the park last Sunday? They were very happy. Were they very happy? Next, he was a very good boy. Was he a very good boy? Jawab, I was at school yesterday. Were you at school yesterday? Thank you very much. This is some resources. You can read these resources. And thank you for your attention.